victim, Ustaz Baser Mursalon Ibantala, 38 years old, married and a resident of Manolis Drive, Lawingan, Labuan, Zamboanga City. Suspects, more or less 10 unidentified male persons. Date of incident, 21 January, at or about 4:45 o'clock in the afternoon at Sitio Malandi, Patalon, Zamboanga City. References: A. Activation of Special Investigation Task Force Baser, dated 24 January 24, 2013. Complaint assignment sheet number 0535-13 of Police Station 10 Labuan, dated January 21. An investigation report of PS10, dated January 26, 2013. In connection with the mentioned references, victim identified as Ustaz Baser Mursalon Ibantala was allegedly abducted at about 4:45 o'clock in the afternoon of January 21, 2013, particularly at Sitio Malandi, Patalon, Zamboanga City, by more or less 10 unidentified male persons. On January 26, 2013, the Deputy Police Superintendent Jumari Charles Alparico, my Deputy for Administration, in the team of Criminal Investigation and Detective Management or CIDM of Zamboanga City Police Office, proceeded at said place of incident to gather information and to conduct crime scene sketch as to the incident happened. Thereafter, interviews were conducted with some witnesses at said place, particularly at Sitio Malandi, Patalon, this city, and they averred that at around 4:45 o'clock in the afternoon of said day, they heard the sound, somewhat a vehicular accident, which prompted them, the witnesses, to verify and saw a male person on the ground with a single motorcycle color red with plate number IE-6941 fronting the vehicle Mitsubishi Adventure color black. When suddenly, another single motorcycle, XRM, color black and white with plate number not noted, boarded by two unidentified male persons, overtake from the left side of said Mitsubishi Adventure and allegedly shot the victim. An estimated more or less 10 bursts of fire was overheard by them and sped up using said motorcycle. Meanwhile, the passengers of the Mitsubishi Adventure disembarked at said vehicle immediately, with four unidentified male persons forcibly grabbed the victim, boarded him at said vehicle. Witnesses also averred that the right front tire of said vehicle was running flat tire, going in the direction of city proper. Abductors left their vehicle at the area of Barangay Sinubong, the city, less than a kilometer away from Barangay San Ramon. Moreover, the team proceeded at Barangay Sinubong, where the alleged abductors abandoned the Mitsubishi Adventure color black with plate number MGP829. Thereafter, the team conducted interview with some witnesses at same crime scene sketch and measurement was made. Witnesses averred that around 5 o'clock in the afternoon of the same day, they saw said mentioned vehicle with its passenger acted suspiciously when they are looking for a vulcanizing shop, considering their tire is flat. Witnesses also averred that said vehicle was parked at the area more or less 1 hour, after which a color white Kia van vehicle, plate number not noted, came from city proper, arrived, and immediately the passengers, more or less 5 unidentified male persons, disembarked from Mitsubishi Adventure, pushing a man with blood from his clothing and transferred and said white Kia van vehicle. And the same maneuver and sped up towards city proper, leaving behind the said Mitsubishi Adventure. Furthermore, the team of CIDM, or the investigators, completed the crime scene sketch and measurement from crime scene 1, where the victim was allegedly abducted, to the crime scene 2, where the abductors left the mentioned vehicle and transferred the victim to said Kia white vehicle. Further, kilometers were able to obtain from Labuan Police Station to crime scene 1 was approximately 6.6 kilometers. From crime scene 1 to crime scene 2 was approximately 2.6 kilometers. It appears from the Land Transportation Office 9, upon verification of said Mitsubishi Adventure recovered, bearing the chassis number PAEB5WLN2B007309, and reveals that the real plate number was XEN-126, registered in the name of Mr. Zaldi Arginco, a resident of Watertown Road Heights, Angeles City, Pampanga, Region 3, and not the plate number NGP829 recovered at the time of the incident. And said plate number is not registered at LT09. Verification was also requested before the office of the Highway Patrol Group 9, now pending result herein. That is the first initial report. This is now the progress report. Action taken. SITG Baser, headed by Kiran Barico, Deputy for Administration, as Task Force Commander, on January 26, 2013. Interviews with the witnesses and documentation on the crime scene 1 and 2 were properly made by the team. SOCO processed the Mitsubishi Adventure as per request by the investigating team. For the information of everybody, yung Adventure ngayon is under custody of the crime laboratory. For safekeeping. Result further revealed during the conduct of their macro-engine examination on the engine numbers 4D568-M6399 and chassis numbers PAEV5WLN2B007309 are not tampered. Latent plates from the said vehicle were also lifted and now subject for comparison of anyone identified suspects in the incident. Request from LTO was also made. It appears from the record on the given engine numbers 4D568-M6399 and chassis numbers PAEB-B5WLN2B007309 revealed that the clear plate number of said Mitsubishi Adventure vehicle was XEN-126, registered in the name of Mr. Zaldi Arginco, resident of Watertown Road Heights, Angeles City, Pampanga, Region 3. On the other hand, request was also made from the office of the Highway Patrol Group 9 on the two plate numbers XEN-126 and MGP829. Result was furnished by Superintendent Severino B. Agustin, acting regional chief hereof, stating among others that the said vehicle was not included in the list of wanted or stolen vehicle and no record found in the HPG vehicle information management system respectively. During the crisis management meeting held at City Hall, spearheaded by Honorable Mayor Celso Loprigal for this purpose, it was noted from the map of Barangay Kagawad of Batalon that allegedly the SCAA from Ecozone of Barangay San Ramon, the city, manning a checkpoint in front of Ecozone, was able to intercept the said Kia white van with the victim on board, but told the one manning the checkpoint as Pidea. Immediately, the CIDM personnel led by Police Senior Inspector Dalobines went to the said place and was able to talk to the cadre who identified his name as PFC Jinray Labis Bahagutana, but denying said information to include his SCAA personnel. PFC Bahagutana affirmed that somebody was seeking their help at that time. However, when they put in place their checkpoint, the white Kia van allegedly bringing the victim was hooked. who already passed in the area where they conducted the checkpoint. The group or CIDM is now making the necessary communication through a radio message and an email with the Police Regional Office 3, particularly in Angeles City, Pampanga, to locate the living body of Mr. Zaldi Arginco, as this person might probably answer some of our questions. The group is now waiting for the response of the Police Regional Office 3 personnel. Until this time, no one comes before our office to stand as witness and help us identify the culprits behind the abduction of Ustad Baser Monsalud. More progress report to follow. Signed, Atlan Lim Dalompinas, Police Senior Inspector, Investigator, and noted by Police Superintendent Jomari Alvarico, CCDA Police Office, the head of the task force, Baser. That's all.
Thank you. 2 points. First, Kajiaman, do we allow media coverage or do we get a consensus of the party? They would allow so. So maybe call on the, let's get a vote from the members of the City Council, the committee of the whole. As all those in favor to allow the media in, please raise the right hand. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Chairman, may I call for a 1 minute recess, please?
Oh, yes, recess.
So that the chair can talk to the councilors of the Congress. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, earlier you showed me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, earlier you know, when we had the crisis committee, I even suggested that it's going to be as much as possible, since this is in aid of legislation, inquiry in aid of legislation, not as an investigating committee. I said if we could do it, possibly in executive session. However, Mr. Chair, I never expect that the public will respond. You can see hundreds outside and also inside. I thought it was going to be few, maybe 20, 30, 50. I cannot be a part by sending the media out, or the people who are here or the chair with us as both. It is bad, Mr. Chair. It's a bad taste. So since they are already here, and we had a consensus among us, and nobody objected to the effect that we allow the media, then be it. Anyway, we are not hiding anything. We are trying to find out the missing link and come out with the truth. After all, what we can do, whatever is the result, we will get this forwarded to the proper agencies, will be handling this in the future. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Noted and well taken. While there's been some requests by higher-ups, not with the police, but in some other quarters for an executive session, the chief of police says he has nothing to hide. Go on with the media. Those are the words of Colonel Ocampo. So we now proceed. Second point, just for the record, we have more than the required number of members of the committee of the whole to constitute a quorum. The sent out is 15, or I said 14 there. So we have a quorum now. The report has been made and very thorough. Everything has been clarified. No any gray areas which anybody would wish to have clarified. Or anybody would like to say something that the police have not taken up yet. Anything you know?
Gracias, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I heard the initial report as well as the progress report of Mr. Ocampo. And I was just wondering, Mr. Chair, if in the course of this investigation, statements coming from witnesses, inquiry from the people were also taken. Because I noticed, based on the report, it's more on getting to know the real owner of the vehicle and tracing as far back as the city of Pampanga. But I was just wondering if witnesses from the area that allegedly saw the incident were also invited and their testimony were taken by the investigator, especially by Task Force Bashir and other agencies, because we have several witnesses' testimonies. In fact, I was furnished a copy of the affidavit sworn before the Commission on Human Rights, informing or narrating the incident as to what they have seen. I saw the affidavit of Barangay Chair Rolando Soler, who is with us here. I saw the affidavit of Police Officer 2, Aspalad Maing. I don't know if he's around. Aspalad Maing. Yes, he's around. Now, it seems that if we compare the affidavit of Aspalad Maing and the affidavit of Rolando Soler, they seem to be jiving with each other. I don't know if these were also reached the attention of our investigator to share. Like for example, I don't know if, like for example, there is here a statement of Police Officer Aspalad, which says that prior to the incident, around 3 o'clock in the afternoon of January 21, 2013, they were together with on board the L300 together with Police Chief Inspector Roberto Fernando Marcos. I think he's the detention commander at the time at Station Labuan. And after that, somebody called up, and finally, when they went to the area, they saw there a vehicle, a black vehicle, an L3, a Mitsubishi Adventure with the chairman. And there is very interesting and very intriguing statement of Police Officer 2, Aspalad, when he said that that I then asked permission from Police Chief Inspector Marcos that we will act then, but the latter told us this wise, huwag galawin kay kasama natin. These are mga statements which would boggle our minds. And this was confirmed by no less than the Barangay Rolando Soler, Barangay Chairman Rolando Soler, when he said that he even went and see Chief Inspector Marcos, and the latter said, okay as a cop when they informed of the incident. So these are things I think our police investigator should be should focus, other than of course the investigator, to focus on the alleged owner. I don't know if the relatives of the ulama, Ustaz Bashir has given copy of this affidavit to our investigator so that it would help them investigate the matter. I don't know, is anybody from the relative of the Ustaz who made this affidavit available to the our investigators so that they could also follow, because they cannot just go on with the investigation without also the assistance from the family of the victims or from the witnesses. So I suggest that if you have an affidavit like this, we probably furnish the proper agency so that they could also follow up the authenticity, and verify the authenticity of these statements. Did you give copy of this report, of this affidavit to our investigators?
Members Daing, a member of the police would like to say some comments.
Yes, sir.
Please take the floor.
Hello. Good morning to everyone, especially to our chairman. I am Police Senior Inspector Arlan Lindel Pines, the officer in charge of the City Investigation and Detection Management. So regarding about the affidavit, when I learned that the policemen were charged from, I think, I don't know where it was charged or deadline. Knowing that policemen were already invited by the Commission on Human Rights, I instructed my men to go to that commission and to secure the affidavit of the complainant to include of their witnesses, because none from the relatives and from the staffs gave or furnished us the affidavits. But then the human rights told us that it is cannot give to us the affidavit. Until now, we don't have on hand the witness affidavit to include the police officers. Regarding the affidavit, sir, we have took the statement of the cadre, private first class Paabutana, and we also took the statement of the Tomel officer, EO3 Puentevilla. We don't want to cover up this case, but then the problem is with the witnesses and with the relatives. Since they don't cooperate with us, that will be also.
Let's follow up.
Members Daing.
So we want this investigation to be transparent. We want to dig into the truth of this incident. So I suggest that the relatives, the ulama, and as far as you have also your own investigation that you invited people to execute affidavit, we gave this affidavit to the officers, to the investigator, and then we follow up sila what will be the action of our police investigator on the matter. Because while you have executed some of the statement of the witnesses, but unfortunately, based on the statement of Sir Delupines, they have not received. So maybe suggest that they will be given a copy so that they could also follow up the statement of the witnesses.
Yes, gentlemen, please take the podium.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In behalf of the ulama, whom I represent as their legal counsel, and also the National Commission of Muslim Filipinos, rendering legal assistance to Muslim Filipinos by virtue of its mandate to Republic Act RA 999. Also in behalf of the relatives whom the ulama have been coordinating with. Before they went to the CSR to avail of these copies, the ulama, also the relatives, they went to the task force Bashir to secure some updates about the case. And we were informed that the police officers of Labuan, specifically those who were aboard the L300, who was at the time of the incident was at Sinubo with at the house of Barangay Captain Solar, were already invited and statements were already taken. And I think some of the relatives even confirmed from some of the policemen themselves that they were already invited to the police officers way ahead before they were even invited by the CHR. But up to now, the same had not been subscribed. I think that was what was revealed to us. I think Inspector Alvarico also told us when we went there, he informed us about that there was already statements, but the same were not subscribed. We're not, I don't know, we do not know for what reason. But the statements that they made with the CHR is already subscribed. And so, out of their eagerness to be updated, they on their own instance went and took a copy. But of course, they are in a dilemma as to whether they have that official capacity, whether it is proper for them to give copies to the Task Force Bashir. So that was what happened. I think some of the police officers, especially PO2 Aspalan Maing, could attest to that, whether he was taken a statement and of his comrades even prior to the invitation given to them by the CSR.
Yes, Member Lin.
Before we go any further, Mr. Chairman, I think we have the relatives here. I think the sister is here. Maybe we would like to give her also opportunity to hear whatever feelings they have, because this is the reason why they came to the San Juan Foundation. So may we recognize the sister of
And once she moves on to the podium, may we request those who have copies of the affidavits of the two barangay captains to show them to the police. While it has been elevated to the NBI, they are not constrained from pursuing their own investigation. Yes, please.
Good morning, everyone. I am Aida Panirotan, sister of Faith Paterno Salon. Before I proceed to my story, let me first introduce my brother to you. My brother is a very simple man. He is a very humble. Kontento lang siya sa hirap. Hindi siya nagkahangad ng yaman. Kahit sabihin natin minsan matutulog kami sa walang lata, hindi man lang siya reklamo. Kumakain kami na walang ulam, wala siyang reklamo. Ang hangat lang namin ay yung mapa-scholar siya sa ibang bansa dahil mula noon religyoso na kami. So nakakalungkot na nangyari sa kanya noong class 21, hindi ko talaga lubos naisip na gano'n ang nangyari. So that time, andoon ako sa bahay ng mayor namin, si Bobo, dito sa Santa Maria. Nung pauwi na ako, may tawag na sa akin. Nung around mga 4, ganun. Sabi niya yung kapatid ko daw, pinuha ng mga tao. Binaril muna, binangga yung sasakyan bago binaril at saka nilagay sa adventure na pula. Pagkatapos, nung nakarating ako doon sa agad na ako na nilisan ko na kagad yung nagpunta ako sa residence ko. Dumaan na ako doon dahil sabi ko, ano ba talaga ang nangyari? May tawag din sa kanila. Kung pumunta ako sa police station, nagtaka ako nandoon si Sir, nandoon ka sa Ayala. Tumuloy na ako sa Sinubong. Nalaman ko, sir, yung sasakyan doon sa Sinubong, almost an hour, andoon. Dinaanan ng mga pulis. Marami nang nakano sa kanila, nagsabi na nandoon yung nag-abduct, nandoon pa yung kapatid ko, hindi pinansin ni Sir Marcos. Pagkatapos, nung gabi, tinanong ko si Sir, kasi naghinanakit na ako sa kanya. Sabi ko, Sir, may kasalanan ba ang kapatid kapatid ko sa iyo? Sabi niyo, wala. Sabi ganon. Wala ba talagang binigay na sakit ng ulo ang kapatid ko? Magmula nung nasa yung kasalapuan? Sabi ni Sir Marcos, wala. Bakit mo, sir, pinabayaan? Wala naman pala kasalanan ng kapatid ko sa iyo. Bakit mo pinabayaan? Kung maalala mo, Sir Marcos, gano'n ang sinabi ko sa iyo noong gabi. Ang sabi mo, napunta ka sa Ayala, nag-monitor ka ng mga kidnapper. Paano ka mag-monitor ng kidnapper? Nandoon sa Malandi ang happening. Nandoon sa anong happening. Sir Marcos, hindi ko nasasabihin yung lahat ng naano ko dito, hindi ko hangat na sirain ka. Sa totoo lang, hindi ko hangat na manira ng isang tao. Ang hangat ko lang ngayon, kung alam mo kung sino yung may-ari ng kasakyan, sana sasabihin ninyo na ngayon para malungkit namin yung kapatid namin, para makasama na ng pamilya niya. Nakita mo naman, nandito yung asawa, yung anak, di na kayo naawa, kaliit pa. Sir Marcos, kung alam mo lang kung sino ang may-ari ng sasakyan, yan lang ang tanging susi namin. Para makita yung ano namin ng kapatid ko. Please, nag-iusap ako sa iyo, hindi ko hangat na sirain ka. O sirain ka sinungan tao dito sa, ano. Wala akong iniisip na sisirain ang ano, sir. Your Honor. Wala akong iniisip na sirain ko yung kung sino ang, ano. Ang hangat ko lang yung kapatid ko. Ang malungkit, kahit patay na siya. Basta malaman lang namin. Para hindi na kami mag-ano. Tutal ang lahat ng tao pupunta naman sa kamatayan. Wala kang magbato dito sa mundo. Oh. Kaya kami nakarating sa USSR dahil 14 days, wala kami nahintay na ano. Kaya, kahit ano nga, sir, kahit hayop nga, hahanapin natin tao ka kaya ang pinagkamalaga sa amin. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Noted. May we ask for the city director if he would allow Police Officer Marcos to take a stand? Yes, please. Police Officer Marcos, there were requests made of you. Please take the podium. And answer truthfully whatever you know.
Good morning. Can I request, Your Honor, that I will not speak during this inquiry. I will submit my affidavit. I will refer first to my lawyer, possible. With regards to the owner of the vehicle, I have no knowledge about it, and I am not the right person to answer as to who is the owner of the vehicle. I think we have the other agencies who can determine as to the owner of the adventure. That's all, Your Honor.
We respect your rights. We don't force you. Because you have the right to remain silent so as not to incriminate you in any way as possible. Yes, Member.
Good morning. Pamilya tayo kami ng pulis. Pero ako pa ng pulis, Rio kayo sa atin. Hindi na kami nagkuli. Hindi na sabi niya kami nagkuli. Kasi, Your Honor, may I ask the commanding officer here, si pwede na mag-reduce anak baik lang, elect with Tomar, pada punta lang ay mana may problem. Ano simple lang, may makabuyak. Si pwede kay mana, si mana yung mana doon lang, ada mana stress lang. So kaya kita na kuwela sa kanya, baka din sabi at lang.
Member ba yun? Member ba yun?
Si Ara,
The primary concern of the police is to maintain security. As to what, to how many they can give to you.
Baka permanente, Ara kayo may kontraryo, ginusto ba yun? Pati ora, during the ora, no ay. Mucho ka lang kita, at this house, wipe out.